aka Eileen the Little Crafter. Additional information about arts, crafts, and everything in between this podcast show and the Little Crafter Show, which is on YouTube. Additional information can be found on my website, eileenthelittlecrafter.com. Alrighty, guys. So, I know there was a huge mix-up about which podcast I was doing and what else happened the day it was supposed to be delivered on. It just was crazy. Like, I don't know, last week was just one of them weeks. Oops. It was a huge oops. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you all for supporting me, and thank you if you're new to this podcast and new to my channel. Thank you, guys. All I ask is that, you like and subscribe the videos and the podcasts wherever you're listening to it or watching it. I really appreciate it. Ooh, got a little tickle in my throat. Okay. So trying to get that water intake in, starting a journey all over again, and I'll let you guys know more about that once I'm a little bit more comfortable and have a little better foothold right about now. So anyways, moving right along. Just a few announcements before we get into my review of the new God of War video game. I do have a bunch of videos up, if you guys haven't noticed. I do have a quick tip for the planner. I do have a setup for my large planner, so I kind of have that going on. I'm going to be working on a video for my classic planner soon, and I do have that video is up today. Or no, was it tomorrow? No, was it today or the next day? Anyways, I do have a card video up, a shape card, which is called Your Gem. And I do have a haul video. I subscribe to Happy Crafters, because I kept on calling it Happy Planners for some strange reason. I had planner stuff on my brain. I have that video up. I subscribe to their box, and it's themed, and so this week is 80s theme, and I'm super excited. I can't wait to figure out what I'm going to do. I want to do like an 80s theme project. It's really cool. So stay tuned for that as well. And I can't wait for, to see what next week is going to be about. And I just seen a video, because I follow them on Instagram, like a little clip of that you don't have to be is it a subscriber or subscriber to the boxes? You can purchase the boxes separately, but I just happen to decide that I want to get the box every month, so that's pretty cool, pretty exciting. Anyway, moving right along. Also, really quick, forgot, not before moving right along. Blog posts are getting up. Hopefully I think I'm up to date. I'm not 100% sure, but I'll be working on that over the weekend. So there's a bunch of blog posts, trying to keep them one on top of each other. I'm trying to keep them daily so that you guys don't miss out on blog posts and stuff like that. So, and as always, if you guys have any comments or questions, you can always leave them, down below, or you can always email me. Leave your comments and questions there. My email address is Eileen at eileenthelittlecrafter.com. On my website, eileenthelittlecrafter.com, there's also like kind of like a contact me sheet. You put your information there and leave your comments and questions there as well. So I will leave those links down below, and so that you guys can know how to contact me. All right, so let's get into this God of War thingy. I have to say that I am a huge God of War fan. I didn't think I was going to like it as much. I really like my God, like my bad guys to be bad and my good guys to be good. But lately I'm kind of liking the fact that I'm kind of liking the anti-heroes. And I kind of feel like in this one he's more anti-hero than anything. I don't know if it's because of age or just not wanting to get into trouble and trying to what is this? Go about his journey, get from point A to point B with less drama as possible. But unfortunately, that's not the case, and he seems frustrated. He seems really frustrated throughout this whole journey. And so, and then on top of that, you throw in a son, and you're like, her, huh, what? So yeah, so it kind of is a really weird mix. So apparently this happens after, I guess apparently he leaves Rome or Greece, whatever. I forget exactly where he's from. And I know he's a Spartan. So apparently he has left his homeland, and he has now gone into Viking Northern Territory. So now you have these gods and goddesses from the north, and Vikings and Norse Tale, I think it's called. But because you have a bunch of different characters, some that are seen, some aren't seen. The premise of this game is set where he is in a new country. He has a new weapon, and they don't. I don't want to give too much away. They don't go into why he got the what is that? The shield. That's what it was. So they don't really talk about it, but at the same time, I'm like, well, it was kind of odd in the first couple of first ones, or first, that he didn't have a shield because he's a Spartan. And he was a Spartan, and in Spartan lore, from what I read, or history, that their shields were like a part of them, that it was a piece of their body, and so they had to basically be buried with their shields or come home with it, and it was a disgrace if they didn't. So I kind of felt like it. I know that they were taking some liberties with the game, so. So for me to see him with a shield seems more natural because of where he came from. But the other weapon, I'm not going to give away any spoilers. They do talk about how he got it. They do talk about why he doesn't use the chains anymore. They kind of really don't get into like really depth and how he got there. You kind of piece it together of why he got there, and or how he got there. They never get into any of that. So I'm wondering if the next installment, if there is a next installment, would that be addressed? It was kind of funny because you kind of see him as a father. He also is reluctant to explain to his son his past. And that brings about some trouble, and then it brings about some more trouble. So it's kind of like a roller coaster between him and his son that really technically, it seemed like he wanted him but didn't want to be a part of his life. Like, he wanted a family, he wanted, I guess, to be normal, and then it was like what they explained was that he was always away, so he really wasn't like a hands-on dad. And so when the wife passes away, he has to be the stay-at-home parent, I guess, like in a sense, and he has to teach him about himself, about his father's ways, and continue to keep up the teachings that his mother has taught him. And he's very smart, he's very witty, and there are a few times that I'm like, oh no, if that was my mother, or something like that, like, oh, yeah, like that needs to be addressed, that attitude needs, talking to. And it's really an interesting storyline between them. You have Odin, you have Freya, you have Odin's sons, You have Freya's son, and who else is in the game? Oh my goodness, I forgot the name of. There's a bunch of different North or Viking gods in there, and you get a little bit snippet of kind of their lores and their traditions and stuff like that. And the premise of this game is to basically spread the ashes of the deceased woman who you never get to meet. You never get to see her. You only get to know little snippets about her here and there. And yeah, then it kind of is a weird ending. Like, the ending was kind of like, it just left me wanting more. Like, the ending was a little like, So I wonder if you finish the trials that they have. They also is a bunch of little side missions. I wonder if you finish that after the game, do you get another ending of sorts, or do you have to finish that those side missions as you're playing the game? I want to see that. I want to explore that a little bit more in the game. But there's a bunch of cool side missions, so there's a lot more to do in the game. There are some funny characters. The battles are really interesting. You have to, just like in the other God of Wars, you basically have to figure out like fire and ice type deals. It's a little bit harder to level up. Looking for the what are they? The runes of sorts, to level up is a little, I have to say, a little bothersome, and is not as easy as some of the other ones, the other games. So it's a little more challenging in that respect. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a spoiler alert. So if you guys don't want to hear this, then turn it off. You do get the Chains of Olympus, and I kind of was really excited about that. I was like, yes, finally, like, that's the Kratos that I know, because the axe was a little throwing me off. I mean, the voice was a little bit different. The maturity level of the voice, even the way he's drawn, is very, not very different, but there's just something that you can see that he's older. And I don't know if this is true or not, but he was modeled after one of the old WWE wrestlers, and I think he was from Crime Time. I'm not 100% sure. Chad something or other. My apologies, I'm bad with names, but I do remember him. He was a really excellent wrestler. He was a really good heel. I love to hate him, and so they were technically from Brooklyn, or originally from Brooklyn or sorts, and they were like this duo. And one of them, like I said, Chad, he was basically the model of Kratos. So I thought that was really interesting. And basically, when I looked at him, I said, yeah, that's definitely Kratos. That's like, except, he's the pale version of this character, and he's, darker. So yeah, when you look at the body and you don't look at the color, you definitely see the structure is there. And I think that was a really good model. I think that was really smart on their part. The voicing, I still love the original same voice actor. The gentleman that played him now is great. I think that he has a great voice, but there was something missing, and I don't know if they chose him because this gentleman wasn't available, or they decided to go in a somewhat different direction in terms of making the voice sound a little bit older. Because that's kind of what it is. It's just when you're used to a certain voice, you kind of feel, a little like, there's something, like, you really want to connect, but it's just, you're trying, but you remember the other voice. You don't know if it's because maybe he brought something different to the character, maybe because he's a little bit older, and in tone-wise, like, his voice seems a little more, I don't know, just something about the voices. And I really would like to hear, if you guys played this game, what do you think of the voice actors in terms of which one you thought was, I don't want to say better, because they did bring Kratos to life. They both brought their A game. So I wanna know your thoughts and opinions of why the change, or did you think it was a good change, or you thought that no, they should have just kept the other, the actor where it was. So I'm really interested in hearing about that. All in all, I think that I give the game, without having to find the rooms as much, I would give it a 9 out of 10. There's also certain things like the subtitles and some angles of the camera a little bit is a little funky. Sorry about that. Had to replenish. What was I gonna say? Some of the angles are a little wonky. Some things are a little really hard to miss along the way. So I think that makes the game a little like, I don't want things too easy, but I don't want things too hard. And I forgot exactly what we played, but I'm not the one that actually, I'm like the eagle eyes of watching and saying, oh, what's this? Or watch out for this bad guy. Which was, his son's kind of duty that he tells Kratos, hey, watch out, this, and the third. And I like the fact that you get to see his son, Atreus. And his son does help him out, and I kind of like the fact that Atreus doesn't have like his own health bar that you have to watch out for him, of course, but you don't have to watch out at him in terms of making sure that his health is okay. And like in other games, the seamless interaction between the movie and the actual gameplay is totally mind-blowing. Like, you cannot see the difference sometimes. It's just really, really, it's like very subtle little differences. It's really extremely, wow, mind-blowing. It's like, I remember talking to David, I said, wow. I told him, I said, you're not going to see that blackout. It's going to be totally different. I'm excited to see this. And it brought its A game in that department. So yeah, what else? The subtitles, you cannot see them. Like, so if you, or even like how to play something, or like if you want to, like when you first start the game, the settings, that's the word. The settings are just, we need to redo that, revamp that, people, please. I like them the way they were before. I think that they could have done a better job in that. But so like I said, my only complaints were that it seemed a little difficult to get to, leveling up. It seemed that some of the camera angles were a little funky. They didn't give you enough information in terms of how to sometimes gameplay a little bit. The subtitles for everything is really way too small. And there are just a little bit of holes in the storyline. I mean, it's just for me, I don't know if I'm a huge whatchamacallit. That's the reason why I leave this at the last. There's a few holes and not enough story in certain areas. So I'm wondering, like I said before, it kind of leaves you off to imagination of, okay, is this going to happen? Is that going to happen? And a lot of speculation online. You read, and things like that. I definitely will have to figure out why they chose different actors and voice. The person that they chose for Atreus is really cool. I love his voice. All the other voice actors were amazing. Like I said, I'm so used to the original Kratos voice actor that I was like, why? And having the axe in the beginning and taking so long to bring back the chains, was a little bit of funny. Understandable, but I just, it didn't make it God of War until you saw Kratos ripping into, an enemy and stuff like that. Even with the axe, it was like, yeah, okay, that's Kratos, but there's still something missing. And then when you finally reach that level, it's like, yes, this is definitely a God of War game. And the ending, like I said, leaves a little bit less of desire, something, to be desired. And it kind of feels like a cliffhanger. But other than that, like I said, I give this game For certain areas, I definitely give it a 10. In certain areas, I give it a 9. I'm not going to be too nitpicky. The seamless play is just tremendously amazing. Just from, like I said, from the seamless from movie to gameplay, it's just like holy camoly, wow. So I really enjoyed this game, and I really, 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 really do hope there's another one coming out. And I know that it's going to take some time. But yeah, because this one, I forgot how long we waited for this one. And I'm like, when it came out, I was like, oh my goodness. Yes. So when Happy brought it home, I was like, I literally was like, all over social media, like, yes, we got it. So super stinking stoked and excited. I really love this game, and I definitely, cannot wait to try and play it again. It's a really good game. So, we'll love to know what you guys are playing, and what do you think about the game. My next big, huge game to be coming out that I will definitely 100% be so stoked about is Kingdom Hearts 3. If you guys don't know, I'm telling you now, I'm a huge Kingdom Hearts fan. I love the gameplays. I love the story. It's just a really, really cool. One of them games that shows you that it doesn't have to be completely violent and mindless to be enjoyable. There are some games that I'm like, why are we even playing this? Or that's just a really dumb game. After doing some research, I'm like, that was a waste of time looking up, the information. And I know that compared to God of War, it's like a pussycat. So yeah, I kind of have my little things of these are the kind of games that I like. I kind of like violent, but not too violent. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I'm weird. I'm a weird game player. Anyway, guys. So yeah, I think that people are kind of saying that RPGs are the on the way out. I don't think so. I think that they're here to stay. And God of War just definitely 100% proved that. And, I know that there's a lot of people that like to play, I forgot. What is that? Is that considered an RPG? I don't remember. I forgot. Character players, whatever. But it really is an awesome game, and I would definitely highly recommend it to anyone who is into that. I would not recommend it for someone under the age of 15. There are a few things that are pretty violent, and they do give warnings and stuff like that. So they have, a rating system out there. So please be advised, if you guys are going to play this game and you're younger, wait until you're older. They're much better anyways. So that's just my opinion. Take it or leave it. Anyway, guys, so definitely check out God of War. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Whether you're on Speaker, Spotify, where else do I have it? SoundCloud. Yeah, YouTube. So, anyways, hit that like, that heart, that star. You know what like button. Whichever like button you got. And don't forget to leave your comments or questions. And if you would like to email me, my email address is Eileen@eileenlilcrofter.com. Thank you for listening and have a great weekend. Bye for now.